His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Komottown, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, particularly dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah, ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court. They got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapulted him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Or ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. With investigations of other issues that we know of, there's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example. Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Today is a great day. We are grateful to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe. We can help but bless his holy name, having kept watch over us throughout the night and has set us into this day, a day to speak truth to power, a day to give someone relief, hope, a day for just everything in him, of him, by him. Yes, we are grateful to God Almighty. So, just so you know, less than no time, when we're done with the clearinghouse, in less than 15 minutes, we will have in studio the Professor Aaron Kofa-Claude to dissect a number of issues analytically from diverse part of LIB politics. Yes, today wasn't easy again. The country is interesting. So we have that analysis by the professor. We'll look at a couple of issues. And then, before then, we do a clearinghouse, see what is unfolding out of Liberia briefly. We talk the exoneration of J. Brian McGill. The police announced today that he has been cleared. President Joseph Yeoman Boakai can now reinstate him, rather. We will talk that. We hear from the police boss himself, Gregory Coleman, who gave the announcement, also the indictment or the charge, multiple charges against the NSA official, Peter Bonjala. We'll talk that also. And we will look at the House of Representatives briefly. The ceremony, the return, and then less than no time, they find themselves at the Providence Baptist Church. We appreciate all of you for coming on. Thank you so much. We don't have much time, so we will get into the basics, and then the professor is in. We go all things, the analysis politically. Let's start with Nigeria. Nigeria Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has sued the country's Independent National Electoral Commission over the alleged mismanagement of about 37 million meant for the 2019 elections. Citing a 2025 audit report, the institution says INEC paid millions of dollars to contractors without proper approvals, documentation, or proof of delivery, including funds for smart card readers, ballot papers, and election printing. The lawsuit filed at Nigeria's Federal High Court asked the court to order INEC to disclose how the money was spent, name the contractors involved, and recover the funds. No hearing date has been announced. Ethiopia has begun construction of what officials described as Africa's largest airport, a 12.5 billion mega project led by Ethiopian Airlines in the town of Bishofu, about 45 kilometers southeast of Addis Ababa. Scheduled
for completion in 2030, Bishofu International Airport will feature 4 runways, parking space for 270 aircrafts, and the capacity to build up to 110 million passengers annually, more than 4 times the capacity of Ethiopia's current main airport. Prime Minister Ahmed Ali said the new airport will become the largest aviation infrastructure project in Africa's history, helping Ethiopia meet rapidly growing air traffic demand. Ethiopian Airlines will fund about 30% of the project, with the remainder financed by international lenders, including the African Development Bank, which has pledged $500 million and is leading broader fundraising efforts. Authorities in the Gambia say they have intercepted more than 780 migrants at 3 separate locations, all attempting to reach Europe through Canary Islands in Spain. Those detained included nationals from Senegal, Guinea, Mali, and the Gambia itself. The interceptions came just days after a deadly boat accident off the Gambia coast of the New Year's Eve that claimed more than 30 lives. Gambian authorities say migrant departures have increasingly shifted southwards as countries such as Mauritania and Morocco strengthen maritime patrols. In response, the Interior Ministry has activated special operations teams, citing growing concern over the surge in irregular migration attempts. And Ugandans under the age 40, and that is more than 3/4 of the population, have only known one president. Yoweri Museveni seized power, the top job, in 1986, following an armed uprising at the age of 81. He shows no signs of barging down. His time at the helm has been accompanied by a long period of peace and significant development, for which many are grateful. But his critics say he has maintained his grip on power through a mixture of sidelining opponents and compromising independent institutions. A year later, the age limit for a presidential candidate was removed, paving the way, many believe, for Yoweri Museveni to become president for life. Museveni's name gained currency in the 1970s after a coup by the notorious Idi Amin. Well, that's it for developments unfolding out of Liberia. As I said, not long we will have in studio our guests, the professor, university professor, Arakofa Claw, since he was last year, was almost 2 years ago. So as you are aware, if you are not, the police today gave a news conference to announce that Brian McGill is a free man. President Joseph Yuma Boakai can reinstate him now. The investigation proved that he was falsely accused, was never on the scene as was reported earlier. DNA test proved negative. Here is police IG Gregory Coleman.
Liberia National Police conducted an extensive multi-layered criminal investigation following a rape allegation involving a 14-year-old minor and Mr. J. Brian McGill. The key investigative actions taken included the following: GSM call data and cell site location analysis, independent GPS location verification, review of available CCTV footage, and full DNA analysis conducted through international forensic partners. The findings: the telecommunication and GPS data conclusively excluded Mr. McGill's presence at the alleged crime scene during the relevant time. CCTV footage did not support claims of his presence. The DNA forensic results, which have now been received, excludes Mr. McGill as a contributor to biological material recovered from the victim's clothing. While unidentified male DNA was detected, they were matched against Mr. Brian McGill's DNA, and they came back without any connection. Based on the totality of digital, forensic, and physical evidence, the Liberia National Police exonerated Mr. Brian McGill from this investigation. However, I must emphasize, the investigation remains open. The efforts are ongoing to identify the unknown DNA contributor. This case demonstrates that LNP will protect victims without sacrificing fairness, objectivity, or due process. It is our hope that the family of the victim will continue to cooperate with the police for us to work together and bring the perpetrator, who is still out there, to justice.
Police IG Gregory Coleman announcing the releasing from the police perspective J. Brian McGill, Deputy Youth and Sports Minister, who was accused of raping a 14-year-old girl. So you want to ask yourself, did the accuser not know her alleged abuser? What becomes now of the accused from the probe, or the accuser from the probe, now that J. Brian McGill has been found not guilty? So it means simply the police director, according to him, J. Brian McGill was lied on. So those who lie on J. Brian McGill, damaging his character, his reputation, bringing on him psychological imbalance, what becomes of them? They will have to say something to that. Then the police boss also announced that NSA agent Peter Bonjala was investigated by them and found guilty, charged with multiple crimes and sent to court. Yes, Police RG Gregory Coleman with that.
Following a formal complaint filed on January 5th, 2026 concerning repeated sexual abuse of a 16-year-old minor. The investigative findings, medical examination confirmed findings were consistent with sexual abuse. The victim provided detailed time-specific accounts. Independent witnesses corroborated the victim's presence at the defendant's residence, and GSM forensic analysis placed the suspect within the vicinity of the crime scene during the relevant period under investigation. Statement provided by the defendant were materially contradicted by the witness and forensic evidence. Legal action based on probable cause. The Liberia National Police has formally charged Mr. Peter Bonjala with the following charges: the revised penal code: rape, statutory rape, sodomy, chapter 14.70, gang rape, chapter 14.702, kidnapping, chapter 14.501. The defendant has been forwarded to court, and the matter now lies before the judiciary. The accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The victim's identity has been fully protected by law. This case reflects LNP's commitment to swift, victim-centered, and evidence-based prosecution where facts support criminal charges.
Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman at a news conference or news briefing today. The lawmakers returned after their break, rested well, recessed well, returned. It was a unique atmosphere, a mixture one. And then later, they find themselves at the Providence Baptist Church for whatever reason. We don't know, but it was said by the man responsible for public affairs at the House of Representatives, Robert Hayes, that there were the Constitution of Liberia was signed, and it was a mark of symbolism, just as he could put it. And then some of the lawmakers will express confidence in their speaker, Richard Cohn, regime speaker. He announced himself that way a couple of months now that he is the regime speaker. So he's called that way, regime speaker. why some of his colleagues are still not comfortable or they are unhappy with what has come up. They think it borders on not only his reputation, but the House of Representatives, given that he is the third most powerful man by governance structure. Hence, an investigation is needed so that they know exactly who is telling the truth. The lady who claims to be his wife, Cecilia Paul-Coon, and the speaker himself said that Cecilia Paul-Coon is his biological sister. His family came to give a news conference, and they said that Cecilia Paul-Coon is the elder sister, meaning in Liberian term, the bigger sister, the big sister for Richard Coon, that he needs to recuse himself, given the magnitude of the allegation and where he sits, so that they can clear, or he can clear this thing off himself, which if not, it will have a serious bearing on the House of Representatives. Some of the colleagues too on the other side of the argument thinks that it is not an issue, that it is his personal life, it is his personal affairs. They enjoy his confidence and he enjoys their they enjoy his confidence and he enjoys their confidence. So there is nothing wrong with that. That is the mixture of atmosphere it is at the legislature. But here is it, quickly before our guest is in. Sorry if we wouldn't allow you to call in. You can do it when the guest finish, because it is a mixture of all of these things. The man himself, he can have the support of his colleagues. He can use the cash. He is financially almighty. Right now, where he sits, he is financially almighty. He can use any money. He can use any amount, rather. He can go cash violence. And it's working. Why it is working? Because most of the guys over there were appointed by him. Most of them are on lucrative committees, statutory committees. They were appointed by him, even though statutory committee means that you are there for a duration of 6 years. But they wouldn't want to betray his interest or the confidence he reposed in them. Beyond that, most of them are vulnerable financially. Most of them, they are vulnerable financially. Their vulnerability is they can look at 5,000 and leave it. They can look at 7,000, 8,000. Tell they have absolutely no human integrity. Their integrity is the dialogues. They subscribe to the dialogues than any other. Just like Representative Mema Breaks Menza will say dollar politics when she was to and fro at the legislature. She wanted to be a deputy speaker, and she said because she did not have the dollars and the dollar politics was the dominant force in the legislature, so she could not get it. The dollar politics is real at the legislature. We know that, everyone knows, even the unborn child knows, the guys are vulnerable. And Richard Coon is financially almighty. So those two weapons are real. They work in his favor. So you hear some of them say, oh, we enjoy the confidence of the speaker. We have no time. We don't want to move a speaker. And listen, the argument is not about removal of speaker. This is where most of the lawmakers are not farsighted, or that intelligent quotient is lacking, if they ever have. It is not, the argument is not on the removal of Richard Coon as speaker. No, it is a common practice universally, which Richard Coon himself notes. It is a common practice when you are accused, where you sit, meaning your position, you are allowed, you are given time to face your accuser, to exonerate yourself, because the matter is psychological. When I say psychological, you are faced with handling it. Then at the same time, you will have no time to concentrate on your work. It is from that point. It is purely psychological, not necessarily that you are indicted. If something happens here and the management says, Sam Andrews, you have to recuse yourself from the show and other work activities in the institution, they are simply telling me that we are giving you time so that you can concentrate, because it borders on your reputation. It is psychological. You will need ample time to think right and address it to find solution. When everything is over and the accusation is just a mere accusation unsubstantiated, then you return. Simple as that. That's what it is. Recuser is not an indictment. How terrible it is that some of the lawmakers in our culture putting it on removing the speaker. Nobody is thinking we reached that level yet. The Congo people will say, we reached that point of removing speaker. The first thing, just recuse yourself. When you can recuse yourself to make way for an investigation to determine whether it is true or it is false. Because right now, it's just a mere allegation. So you want to do the needful. You want to do the needful. Simple as that. That's what the argument is all about. So those lawmakers who are saying, that moving speaker, the not moving speaker is not the issue of not moving speaker. It's not the issue of removing speaker. No, the argument is not on removing speaker. That one is the last, if it will be. The first thing here is common practice demands that you recuse yourself. Give yourself time. You know that you did not do the act. It's an accusation against you. So ethical standard, moral standard, political standard, religious standard, whatever, it said, just step aside so that you have a unique psychological balance to clear your name, clear yourself of the accusation. It doesn't say that you will not be speaker, you remain speaker, but you have the accusation is against you. Why in the past they were telling other people to recuse themselves? Now it comes in the area, they say, oh, that the men personal affairs, that the men personal affairs, that the men private affairs. It is never ever your private affairs once you are in the public limelight. It is only private when you are in your house. But once you sign up for public life and you honor the microscope, whatever it is, speak up. Nothing about Joseph Iman Boakai is private. Nothing about Rachel Kuhn is private. Nothing about Yombli Kanga Lawrence as pro tem is private. Nothing about Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler is private. Nothing about even my guest in studio, who is a public impactor, is private. No, once everybody, why you think they critique us as journalists? They say, oh, there's when little thing come up, we see it as little, but they see it as big. Oh, the journalists there, oh, the journalists there. Our name all over the place. And we accept that because we are in the public space. We have no private life. You only have a private life when you are off the public. But once it comes out, you don't have to bring out, when somebody brings out something about you giving your status, it becomes a news. Simple as that. So the lawmakers who are saying, oh, we're not removing speaker, we don't want to remove the speaker, we enjoy the confidence of the speaker, we're not saying you should remove the speaker. No, we're only saying, Chief, the matter is grave. Recuse yourself. And that's what Marvin Cole and the others are saying. Recuse yourself. Let the deputy speaker sit in, clear your name of this. The lady say you people are not biological brother and sister. You, the speaker, you said that she is your sister. Your family members came to the media and said that you are the junior brother. Rachel Kuhn is the junior brother and she is the elder sister. So what there? You go and clear a name, chief. Simple as that. You know, you are the third most powerful man in our country. We respect you, chief. So just do the needful, that's all. All right. Time is of the essence. It's hard to get this man, and we are opportune to get him. It's been almost 2 years since he was last year. We can help with to say thank you ever so much for coming in. He's Professor Arakofa Claw, University instructor, one of the best brains in academia in Liberia. We are privileged to have him in to share his thought on some of the issues unfolding in Liberia. Let me say good afternoon, sir, and thank you ever so much for accepting our invite to come in again. It's been almost 2 years since you were last here.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for your invitation. Yes, indeed, it has been a long time since I came here. I thought I was under sanction.
That's your activity now. Your activity is so pressing.
So we say Happy New Year, and we want to say Happy New Year to all of our listening audience who honor our voice. So thank you so much.
How has it been over the time?
Well, my brother, is ups and downs. We have been doing our best. We are keeping our head above the water. And as the saying goes, where water going to carry rock, it will just wash over it. So we are so glad that we have been counted among the living in the first year, the first month of the year, 2026. You know, everyone, those who are crossed over, is in high spirit, in high gear. Our God is a very good God, and He always by our side. Thank you.
You sounded like a pastor. You preach in your church? You do some exhortation?
No, I'm not a pastor, but God gave us the grace to do so to some extent.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So here we are as a country. What's your observation?
Well, the first thing we want to say thank you to all the citizens, and we want to say thank you to the leadership of this country for taking us from 2024 to 2026. And when the government reaches this point, they have reached the second half. You know, every game has first half and they have a second half. So we have reached the second half of the year. And if you were playing and somebody scores against you, you need to try your best in the second half to equalize, if not even to win, like the great Baka did. FCB did very, very well yesterday. And I come to the second half, because the first half, they have 2-2 equal. But when we came to the second half, SCB was able to overcome. So that it should be, when you reach to the second half of the game, you got to double up. You got to do your best. So we know that the government have reached the first half. The first half without a lot of challenges and people for which there were a lot of crying and the rest of that. All what government needs to do now is to double up, to cover those things that are making our people to cry in every aspect and every sector of our governance system. So we have reached the second half. We expect our government now to double up, as SCB did, as I said earlier. SCB were able to double up. Yeah, when we resume from the first half to the second half, it was 2-2 in the first half. The second half, SCB said, look, we must show our talent.
You watched that game?
I watched the game very well. In our SCB. So we expect government now to double up, because in the first half, there were a lot of issues, challenges.
Explain 2025.
Well, in 2025, there were a lot of issues in terms of basic community prices being skyrocketed and the rest of that, for which every aspect and sector of the governance system, they were crying here and there, lot of voices, people talking in the street corners that it's not easy. Everywhere you went of last year, Mama has the, oh, Mama, it's not easy. Prices are so high and the rest of that. So we expect government now to adjust ourselves now to ensure that the last second half now, they should double up to change the narrative. Because the basic commodity prices are the one. You know, to feed a nation is not so easy. But there's a way people can do it. Because the last time, if you can remember someone your way, Sky FM, when I was invited during Ellen Johnson time, and the question was asked, who owns the port? The port is owned by the Liberian people. So as such, when people are bringing goods for sale, the duty must be a little bit lower, so the burden will not be shifted on our people. But when the duty is very high, then it becomes a problem on our people. So our people take the burden. So at the end of the day, you will hear that people will be crying here and there that it's not easy. It's not everywhere you want. Some people even can cook until about 7 o'clock. Can you imagine? You live in the city, you start cooking by 6:30 to 7. One time the children food, one time you will eat and the food will digest. So it becomes a problem. So this port is for the Liberian people. The Liberian people should be able to benefit and enjoy it. So the duty of all those basic community must be reduced. It won't take anything from the government. It won't take anything from us. The duty to all basic community, rice, every other thing that you think that is usable on a daily basis, those prices must be reduced.
So that was one of the major defects of the government you observe in 2025.
Even if you see it about, let's talk about the transport system as well. When the rate is high, then when it rises up, when the Liberian dollar begins to depreciate, then US dollar begin to appreciate. It's still a problem. Transport cannot change. It never change. So if you say you are coming from Broadway to Monrovia, you spend about 350 Liberian dollar, if I'm not mistaken, 350. So to and fro, you are talking about 700. But yet, they are saying they reduce gasoline price, but the prices stay up. That it means that there is no total control. There must be a total control. Those things should work hand in hand as you are reducing.
The prices of petroleum products still up?
No, what I'm trying to say here, if the price of petroleum product on the street market is 650. But if you go to the pump, because the pump is the regular area, it's about $5. So when you look at that, and those who are selling on the street, their price different for the fact that the bottle they are using is a very small bottle as compared to the pump price. I mean, the pump size. So they will reduce that, but that's by the fact that they reduce it. Why not the prices of transportation cannot be reduced? Commerce has not said anything on that because Commerce is responsible for all those things. But the leveling of prices, that what we don't know in the country, to levy prices and the rest of that, it lies on the shoulder of the national legislature. If you read about finance, because the prices won't come from them, it should be levied by them in conjunction with the Ministry of Commerce. How it should be. But you cannot just leave it alone with the Commerce Ministry to determine the prices or whatsoever. I assume that I think they can even Liberian Petroleum Refinery Company also is part of determination of the price. It has to be that way. The national legislature should get involved to levy prices on goods and the rest of that and services.
What other thing you observed 2025 apart from the prices you are skyrocketing, transport not really affordable? What other? Then we get to the major issues.
Yeah, but same if you look at last year, there were a lot of issues. This was why trying to do an article that has to do with which way Liberia we were to go. On it that will get bitterness and grudges. The bitterness is all over the nation.
The 2025, from your observation, was characterized with bitterness, hate, malice, grudge.
Yes. From both, all sizes. Be your position, be your opposition, be your no position. Everyone is angry. The anger in the nation is too much. The bitterness is too much.
What is responsible for that?
The thing, a simple thing. The first and foremost thing, who should take the lead? The government. Because they sit over there. So they should direct the focus of everyone. Because the government should come in to bring in peace and reconciliation in a more comprehensive way. Because in the absence of that, my brother, between you and myself, for the country to move the way it should move, it will be difficult. Because now everybody becomes skeptical on each other for the fact that the bitterness, the anger, and the rest of that is too much. So no one is trusted by their own colleague. We can't another. So if I want to bring St. Andrew this way, somebody say, "Man, stop. Let St. Andrew go on that side. St. Andrew is not from our uncle." If somebody want to bring Claude in, hey, my man, check that Claude background. He's not from our end. So at the end of the day, we begin to have that vicious cycle. And when that vicious cycle is there, the problem will continue to remain until we can find an amicable solution to our problem in terms of peace and reconciliation. General peace and reconciliation in terms of comprehensive.
Who initiates that?
The government, the leader of the nation. Because everything rests on the shoulder of the government. The government should take the lead, then we follow. But if the government fails to take the lead, and when they fail to take the lead, the entire nation becomes vulnerable. So for the reason, you see, when you go in the street corner, you go this way, people are bitter with one another. People have anger. People have malice. People have this. Even just imagine saying, by mistake, if you step on somebody by mistake, the reaction of that person, it will be as though you and the person have been in a beef before. Because of why? Because the way the nation is being carried out.
Who generated that?
Every one of us. But the lead must be the government. Everyone.
Is that why?
Everyone has their own problem because of the bully politics that we have.
You think that was President Joseph Boakai observation when he said in his New Year's address that Liberians should lower the temperature of the national discourse?
Yeah, fine. That's good. He knew that what is happening is not a referee. So when you sending that message telling the Liberian, please lower your tempo. Yeah, we agree we can lower our tempo. But what do you do as the father of the nation? You take the lead. Because there are certain things that would necessitate the tempo be rise or not to be rise. So as a father of the nation, you must put your hands on deck. And your minister and the rest of that, those that within the government governance system should be able to bring their hands on deck and show that yes, indeed, we have reached to the point that every one of us should come together as one family.
You see him doing that?
Well, last year I'm not saying that probably as you made an announcement, it will start by this year. I want to believe so. Because last year, what I saw to assume body, to rebury, I don't consider it to be
reconciliation.
That's what a lot of people don't know. You cannot reconcile with their body. The man already gone. So what is reconciliation? Even those that have been left behind, the man should feel it, those that are present or feel it before any other person. But if I rebury Mr. Doe or Mr. Paul, why is the essence of that? That is not reconciliation. It just want to help to ensure that probably the body will not wear buried. So you want to do that to help the family and the rest of the nation. That's all. But the issue of genuine peace and reconciliation should have started. I always told people, for me, I will be very real. I say, if President Boakai had started the time, Nelson Doe were alive, Prince Joe were alive, because these two countries were at lockerhead. They were at the peak of our confusion. So if you are brought Nesedo, you are brought Prince Johnson together, say, look, let us sit together and discuss our national issue and discuss our peace and discuss reconciliation as thing, because those people have, most of them, they have good followers. Prince Johnson has the name of people behind Prince Johnson. Nesedo, the crown people behind her. So if you have brought these two people together, those that behind them, then I say will come together and ensure there will be peace. That from that point on, those other countries that have been connected to that, the conflict that we had, they will have to, they begin to find root. Begin to find root at the end, at least to some extent, we say we are making a mark where people will be able to even testify during that time. They'll be able to testify, they'll be able to come up and say something, almost in a testimonial form.
There is still a disconnect between he and his immediate predecessor, former President George Weah. He hasn't spoken to him, neither has Weah spoken to him. There's that disconnect between the two of them. Should it be that way?
That's why I told you, the leader of the nation should take the lead. Whether George Weah has done something wrong to him or not, as a father of the nation and the oldest in the nation governance system, he should be the one to call, hello, George Weah, you my son, come. Let's sit down and discuss. How can we proffer issue that will bring about genuine peace and reconciliation? If you are not done it during his governance system, and he is there now, he should start that. He's the older man. He should show
leadership.
That level. Number one, he's the most senior man. Two, he's the head of the nation. And number one citizen of the nation. So that alone, he has a burden that he's carrying. So as such, he should be the one to initiate it and help and move the nation forward in terms of peace and reconciliation. Let George Weah refuse, then the nation will look at it. My friend, you can't do that to the president. The president has invited you on this for you guys to sit down and discuss. So what the president should have done, the key political leaders, even if you want to single out George Weah alone, those key political leaders, those who are participating, the key ones, you pick them up. Maybe you will do it in segment. You call Weah, you call Cumming, you call the Appiton, and the rest of that, those will give you. Then from there, you do a segment by segment. You call Councillor Gonglo, you call the other one who are participating. Then you come to one table on a round table discussion, though. Gentlemen and ladies, how can we now move our countries forward in terms of peace and reconciliation? Let it get it. If you have your own way, just allow them to proffer their own suggestion, their own idea. So why say what they do, like people will be looking, they'll be listening. So I think the president is in the rightful direction that it should have been. And I believe that from this time, as he already said, I think this year, I want to believe he will show face. I want to believe. I still to be corrected. It's a challenge for him.
You have that conviction within that he will do that.
We are human beings. We can change.
But he doesn't look like a man who is even willing to do such.
I believe that. I believe that you're going to do that. But virtually the fact that he recognized that, yes, indeed, the temple of the Liberian people is so high. And by recognition, it's low. You lower your temple. That means you're going to do another thing that will help to reduce the tempo day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, and month by month.
Before we get to this other issue, the opposition, what's your observation of the opposition community, the opposition in Liberia?
The first thing, if you can remember, well, in advocacy, I said it before. If you and I agree, that's why the fact you might have your own organization, I might have my own organization, but we are in advocacy. And to ensure that checkmate government, can an advocacy group go against another advocacy group when they are looking into one direction? It's not possible. If they do so, then there's a problem. And what the opposition is doing now, opposition are divided. So by right, opposition should have come together, looking into one direction. You know, how can we come together as a group, as a unit, and to earmark or checkmate government in that direction? Not about you fighting government. It's not fighting. It's the issue of, making sure if government was going astray, opposition is there to bring them back. No, don't do it this way. We don't think that this is how you're going to rule our people. This is how you're going to lead our people. If you go that direction, it'll become a more problem for us. So that's how you do. But the opposition have been divided. You hear one opposition, on the other hand, if you listen to such a person, you don't think that opposition. So the oppositions are divided. So for the center to hold, it becomes difficult. So if one opposition wakes up and said, I want to chastise government, I want to checkmate government, what happened next? Everybody look at you to be that you are just fighting because you want to fight. But if all opposition were holding with one voice, you will see that everybody was, oh yeah, they are right. But now again, nearly every one of us in the nation, we are belly-driven people in this country. Everybody fighting for belly. Every one of us fighting for belly. So when we see the truth, we bypass the truth, close our eye to it, say, oh, my manager for that team, man. So how many opposition? Look in the national legislation. Do you have opposition there? Be very real to yourself, son. You don't have. People just pretend, son. Don't mind those people. They're just pretending because they are not there. I always told people in Liberia, when you're not there, it's bad. When you are there, it's good.
But the humans are there. The lawmakers, the senators, the representatives from opposition, they are there.
Yeah, the name on them, quote unquote, they are opposition, but they are not.
They're not demonstrating the substance of opposition.
Thank you. Is somebody wearing? I'm wearing the jersey, yeah, but I'm not doing according to the jersey, according to the team. I'm wearing the jersey of Baka. But when Baka is playing, I'm on different way. Then to some extent on the ground and supporting the team Baka is fighting or playing.
So you simply saying that you sense betrayal within the opposition.
So many of them, you know that I know, and I'm going to call name. Nearly every one of them also, they are belly-driven. People are belly-driven. That to national legislature, those that will help us shape the direction of the country. They are the one that even creating more problem than any other person. Our problem is the national legislature. There are so many things they are doing, hurting the Liberian people. So many things. When it comes to the land of issue to dish up money, they are one, they come together. But when there's money, then they create problems, they say they are opposition. Let me very real saying. Look at the concession they are been signing from. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's be very real. Joe, we had time. They say CTN was not a good company. There was no need that we should deal with CTN. CTN is a criminal organization that came from Sierra Leone. But when the new government takes over, I think we expect the new government should undo having gone to their lawyer to look at the legal framework of it, to undo whatever we all criticize. But the opposition that you call the quote-unquote opposition, they started also, they signed the document, extended the time. Look at BM Martin. Did they pay export duty? BM Martin. They extract gold and diamond. Who they pay the export duty to? To Sierra Leone. They airlift those things and take that to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone now receive the export duty. And more to that, look at our police. They are subject our police to private security. So what are we doing? Then you say you have opposition in the national legislature? No, I said no. Say they name just under their opposition. When the thing now going their way, that's the time they get their opposition will be back in the mad door. And we will not settle to that. Anything they do over there, we will resist it as well. Whatever they come away as a national legislation. Any opposition in that national legislation, whatever they come away, we battle them because they are not there. Why is not in their interest? That's the time they will be back in the mad dog. But there are a lot of issues that they sort of profile as an opposition.
So what bearing is this going to have, though we've got 4 years ahead of odds? It's saying far, but not very far. What bearing is going to have it if the atmosphere continues this way, if this disconnect continues within the opposition?
Same. There will be a serious problem. At that time, now, everybody will be fighting for themselves. In a door show now. Everybody will be fighting for themselves. Son, you know that I know. You see what the opposition doing at the national legislature. As I said earlier, son, the only thing they can go against when there is no money, they will go against. Oh, we are happy. We are happy. But you're not let money come on the ground. All they will come together. So they say, no. This kind of money we can't take that because it will affect our Liberian people. All the concession they are in favor of whatsoever condition that they brought. Why they can't go against that? Everyone is fighting for belly. Most of the Ghanaians, nearly all of them, they are belly driven. So why would they not come out and say, oh, the government doing it? How do you checkmate the government when government brings the interest of money, they accept it? When there's no money connection, they get angry. Oh, no, we're not do that. The way President Baka running the country is not a good thing. So we should sit down here and listen to them. They know that they sort of play their own part. That journalists will fight for opposition. That journalists will fight for opposition. No. Is that journalists will do that? Opposition, do your own. You sort of can't talk. But if I listen to the radio, most of the journalists, they are fighting for the opposition. You don't do that. You don't do that. They will talk for themselves. But they are deceiving you, myself. They are deceiving us. They think that they are deceiving you, myself. They are doing it to themselves. They are not doing what is required of them as an opposition. Just imagine looking at the Ghana parliament, see how the opposition moving. Because I don't want to go to America. See how the opposition, they are holding together. They are holding the president feet to the fire. So why will you now, you know, that's the way so the president can look at them and laugh at them. When money there is money, you will never hear them. When the brown envelope going around, what happened to the Oriental deal? That oil deal. All of them receive money. They receive bribe. None of them never. Oriental came here before.
How do you know that they received bribe?
I know, sir, on top of my game. 50K ish.
Substantial amount, 50K
ish.
For 73 persons?
Yes. With a senator and all. The senator.
Your information is credible.
Very credible. 50K. The senator then, 50K each. They sign for it. They submit to sign. So tomorrow they will not deny. They will tell them, there's your signature. So we are on top of our game. The senators on them went in the net to receive their own money to sign for it. They don't want for people to see them. Opposition, senator and all, receiving bribe. So where are we going to? And the question I'm asking, which way Liberia? Which way to go? Can we count on the legislation? No! There is no opposition in that place. At the name. How many opposition say, look, we don't want this money. I brought the people to light. That will not allow. How many of them? You got the journalist, just give me your Satan. How much they can give you so much? Somebody can give you $50 money there. They get a bag of money in their pocket. Isn't that the sort of do the country? When we are opposition, you must get a box.
When the current unit party was in opposition in the legislature, they were vocal, were they not?
They were vocal, of course. That I know. Even those that outside, those guys that were outside, that were not in opposition, I mean, that were not in the government, but they were not here, they were not holding position, but they were vocal. They were vocal. But where are the opposition? They're outside talking. Nobody, that journalists, are people helping them? They're not talking. They are not talking. How many opposition have you listened to day and night? When they once in the blue moon, somebody come, maybe somebody made them fair. They come, when they government, President Baka government be not good. That's all. So that's the reason when they call for protest, the project cannot hold. Because they are now worth the salt as an opposition. Opposition, you must be able to stand for what everybody is able to stand for.
So the government is having a field day, even though the opposition can be antagonistic to the government because the opposition part of the country to stakeholders, but they got a responsibility to expose what is unfolding within the government, policies that are not right for the people, or what is right, to expose the people by speaking to these things, bringing them out.
But Sam, that's what I'm trying to tell you. As an opposition, you are not antagonizing government. You are going for the reality. You are going for issue base. You are not going for personality based driven or based driven. You are going for issue. So if you are going for issues that are real to the Liberian people, they will continue to help you. How many opposition have you listened to? How many opposition have you listened to? I continue to say, you the journalist, are you people helping them? Or maybe they're not talking anything? Or they went cold. They are sleeping. The opposition are sleeping giant because everybody wants job. They will pretend to you.
Is this an issue, since we're in the opposition realm about to leave it, is this an issue worthy of the opposition lawmakers to take on this Richard Coon infidelity or accusation of infidelity?
Fine. For me, according no issue to the opposition in the national decision, because they had nothing to do. There are issues that is supposed to go for. Somebody went on social media. Then you, as an opposition, you put on your hair. Then when Christian said, that's no issue for me. It does not know. It does not make any sense.
What are the issues they ought to go for?
How the country is running. Government issues. Government issues. There are a lot of issues in the country that they're supposed to look at. Do concession they pass in there. The money that is changing here, I'm not there speaking to that. I'm not speaking to that. But I don't consider it to be even infidelity. Sam, you are a pastor. Do not dwell on that. If somebody had an issue with me, is that on social media, you will discuss. Go to the court if you know that it's a serious issue. But the way I look at it, whatever she's doing is macro-managed. Some people behind her that's sponsoring her. Same between you and myself. Their contract marriage is all over. Nigerians do that, Ghanaians do that, even the Americans, some of them do that. People pay them. You go to America, you pay some white women, some black American women. You're going to the contract. So what a big deal. I don't, Liberia.
You're assuming that what unfolded.
I'm coming. If you listen to the lady, she's doing it out of malice. One way your brother, you say your brother should share his property with you because.
But she's not saying brother. She's saying wife.
But say, amen.
She's saying
reality. I consider that was it's a non-issue. Send. Don't do it only. Wait,
Professor Claude.
No,
she is saying. No, I just want you to get it. She is saying that she and Richard Coon, not related biologically, they got married by whatever the condition. The speaker is saying she is his biological sister. His family comes out to say she is the elder sister. And she said they got married in the United States. They had sexual affairs. The only thing that has not existed between them, they don't have child or children.
Say to your very self, be real to yourself. That's to be very frank. Wait, no, don't do that to me. You are a pastor.
Oh, but you talking. I'm gonna listen to you.
No, I want to get your own side.
I want to listen to you.
I want to get your own story.
No, you can get my side.
That story, the story she giving, is that a real story to you? Does it make sense?
So what?
The family people came in. So look, this lady is our elder sister. So the family and Richard, they are on one side. She alone on one side. Which of them you believe? Be very real to me. Who will you believe? You know, Sam? Well, look, this I call it non-issue. If they get what to do. You see that?
The lawmakers.
No, let me finish.
No, I'm asking simply. The law. That's why I deducing from you. The lawmakers should not buy into it. They should not bother.
It's a triviality. Let me leave that thing. They put it on your head. Oh, Reggie going. No, for me, I don't see it any way. When it comes on the line of contract marriage, same you know that is that the first time hearing that. Your sister might have an upper hand. Your brother might have an upper hand in America. Everybody looking for greener pasture. At that time, Rachel Kun was not Speaker Kun. Give me a chance. At that time, Speaker Kun was not a speaker. Everybody was hustling. Even at that time, you're not going to the national legislature. Everybody hustling.
So he married to his sister?
Contra marriage.
He married to his sister?
No, contra marriage. Contra marriage. Qualify a son.
So his sister?
That. No, the son, don't do that.
Oh, but he said contract is simply agreement between two persons.
Yes.
It can be between brother and sister.
Yes.
Sister and
contra marriage. Yeah, but I said that contra marriage. So I don't see it as an issue for me. Everybody hustling. If you check most of the Liberians that are in America, they went through contra marriage. Don't you know that even some people change their show tomorrow? I change my name. When we're in Ghana, I change my name. I follow you on a family ticket. Then they are saying anything you want from me. I said no. Then it's time, right? They may he came on the Andrew family name. They may so I don't they people will just laugh at you.
You assuming that you're assuming.
But she also said there is no assumption. She said they married. That is she talking to show that. Sorry to say, they made that lady going insane. That she and her brother they had said so to make her case real. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Even the women that we can get or in America they can get married on the contract basis. You don't do it. You don't have even relationship. You know that contract. So if you go
so you want to admit that he got into a contract with his biological sister.
Yes, because of passion.
Yeah, and they had sexual affairs.
No, I don't think so. I can't buy into that. I don't think so.
But she said it.
Because she
and he hasn't denied it.
Because she's looking for sympathy.
He hasn't denied it.
No. Because it's not issue. So I didn't know going radio. No, when they said that would send me.
It's not going to have a bearing on his role as the speaker.
Yeah, for me, I don't see it as a bearing. They people find what to do. That is not issue.
It is not going to have a bearing, or it's not having any bearing on
him. No bearing. Let them find what to do. Send. Let's go to another issue, my man.
The Liberal Council of Churches, what's the observation for 2025? How it was? Some people branded it as a political organization. Some people branded it as religious. Some people just gave it different names because they did not see neutrality.
Yes, Sam, I will agree with them. Because the laws of the Liberian Council of Churches, when you are the head of the Liberian Council of Churches, it cannot be a partaker of government. So by virtue of the fact that the head of the Liberian Council of Churches to become a partaker, that alone diluted the entire thing. That identical or clause that within their constitution, it diluted that. You cannot be the head. Man, we are saying heads of Liberian Council of Churches, they never partook in any government system to say, look, I want to hold this position, I want to hold that position. Even according to the law, they say when you are holding any position from the government angle, you must resign. They attempted to remove Reverend Reeves, but money exchange here again. Allegedly. That I know. They attempted. It cannot be the head of Liberian Council of Churches who is the watchdog of the nation. Then you are acting president of a community college. Then you are on the board of Liberian Electricity Corporation. Then who are you?
Government employee.
It's an ethical issue right there. Conflict of interest. Can you sit on the head of somebody they say you stink, your head stink, or on the shoulder of somebody? That is not possible. So that what made LCC a two-flat bulldog. Anything they will say, it will just be a charade. But they do not have any teeth to bite because they are being neutralized.
Did you see Unity Party in opposition?
How do you mean?
Did you see them in opposition? Meaning you were in a country where you're not?
They were in opposition. They were opposition.
Did they raise funds to construct millions of dollars to construct headquarters? The question against the backdrop of what happened in 2025.
I've not heard it.
So,
Since I've been knowing myself, I've not heard it.
Was it right? Were they right to have announced the purchase of a headquarters for pretty close to 34 million or more than that? Why in power?
Saying, you know what they call right? We always use the word right. Right, something that to do with legality. So where there any legal document that says that when you are in opposition, you can buy property. Because when you are using the word right, because we got to be very careful with the choice of what we are using. The word right means that something that has legal connotation, that has legal undertone. So if we must use the word right, then we'll let us do a research. Where can we find a identical or clause that says that when you are in opposition or you are in position, do not buy property. Do not make any announcement that I want to buy property. Unless that you are telling me that don't use the word right, you are telling me that it's something that should not be it will not look good. It's still looking good if you put it that way. But when we use the word right,
okay, let's use the word good. Let's use your word. Your choice of word.
No, I just trying to lead you. It says good.
No, it's your choice of word.
Fine. Okay. If in that form, if you make such a pronouncement, it raises eyebrow. That will make it now good. If you want to purchase, another issue of making an announcement, go and purchase your property and go by your business. But you cannot make it as though, yeah, it's a good thing you are doing for the citizens of Liberia. When the people, everyone is better, it means you are provoking them. You are provoking them. You don't do it that way. You want to go purchase the property? Go, you and the people who get the property, just sit together, get your legal team, just sit together, just sign the document, buy it. Then that's the people be saying, oh, Unity Party. You see the symbol? Oh, so that Unity Party get a property? Yes. But when you make that kind of huge pronouncement, when people are crying, then a provocation. There when people can raise their eyebrow, oh, the people there, oh, they are not correct, oh, the people they are doing this, the people they are doing that. Then I said to the air, they know that the air, they sly.
The air?
Yeah, they made a mistake by making huge pronouncement that one saying. Yes.
In the midst of poverty, anger, frustration.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said here. I said it. So you have made the anger, the bitterness to grow more and more because you are provoking the citizen. You leave it at ace. Who you want to bluff? Now, if you put it in that case now,
prove a point to the opposition.
Fine,
that's what they were doing.
Fine, then now, we are not running nation again. We are running party. I mean, in that nation you are leading, that party business you are doing. So look, I will flex my muscle that I'm a party in power today. I can do this. I can do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. I don't see it to be the way it should be. They were not looking good at all.
Corruption, the government.
Well, Sam, we got to speak to that because on so many occasions we have been seeing it over and over. Yeah, there's corruption that taking over the nation. You know, sometimes when we discuss this thing, people can get angry. Oh, my man, you probably can do that, you can do that. You know, the President Kim was very good. How should I call it? The intention was good. That those that will steal from our government will do X, Y, we will do this, we will do that. Yes, the intention is fine. I listen to the president again before I can go down to the corruption during the inaugural speech. We will not have people who have family in America to be appointed. He failed on that. There are a lot of guys that are in the government that get their family in America, thereby creating capital flight. But now we're standing.
Oh, okay. It was an interview he gave to the VOA.
Yeah.
I can remember that line vividly.
That nobody that will be appointed in your government to have family. You must bring your family home. But there are a lot of guys that are in the government that get a family abroad. The president slide on that. Now let's come to corruption. Corruption took place at Noka, which of course, this lady, Swakoko Dennis, was caught in the web. Yes, Swakoko Dennis was dragged or dismissed. But they call it suspended, they say dismissed. I can still remember. Or suspended and sent to LCC. There's anything you're hearing? No. This group, Refugee Commission, they were suspended. They say we're president to LCC, 0 case. There's another group, can I remember? Yeah. I wanted to
the Lofa University.
Okay, Lofa University as well.
Dr. Poda and his guys.
Yeah, Poda, not Foda, Poda. Dr. Isaac Poda. They say suspended. Now, we agree because you are not taking them to court. So for that reason, you can say, I will sack you. We agree. But how long will they take for the people to be under suspension while they are eating the money that we claim, allegedly claim that they took? For how long? The other person, well, the president said better. The way they can bring comparison, I will say, no, gentlemen, and later we should not do it that way. But the president said better to suspend people. But Joe, we are not former president Joe are not suspending people. I say that is not the issue. That is not the issue. The intention of the current president is a good intention. So if you suspend the people, make sure you process them. You get on the back of LCC, it will ensure that you fast-track the cases. Because you want result as the nation president. You want to come up with a different narrative in the political landscape of the country as far as governance system is concerned. Everybody say yes, the president suspending. Yeah, suspension, oneness.
No prosecution.
Fine, suspension, oneness. Say it would have been better you leave there alone. As we claim, John, we are doing. Because you know that you will not have the capacity, you will not have the ability, you will not have the zest to ensure that these people will be processed to court, to be brought to book. So what is the intention?
Is the president in charge from corruption perspective for tackling, clamping down on corrupt people and corruption? Is he in charge? Does he have grip on it?
Well, if you look at that, you could be in charge, you could not be in charge. Because if you're in charge at this time, hair should be rolling at this time in the court. People will not be taking people to post-stacking. But as you look at things, it seems that the president is not in charge. But the question will be, who is in charge? If you say the president in charge. So we, from our perspective, as managers, the president is in charge. Even politically, the president is in charge. A failure to go after these things, but that doesn't mean that he's not in charge. It's just that the strength and the mind and the will
and the ability
to do so, that's why it's lacking. But the president is in charge in the country.
Constitutionally, democratically.
He's in charge.
But the ability lacking.
Simple as that. So that's the problem we are faced with. The intention was good. Yeah, I need to suspend the people. I cannot just dismiss them. I must prosecute them, process them, make sure after they are done and being found guilty, then the next step. But he's not doing it.
He said there will be no business as usual. Is there no business as usual within the Unity Party government?
Well, should I say yes, there is business as usual. There is business as usual. Because when you look at our system, most especially where people are interacting with these Lebanese, let's look at the labor ministry. The way they are carrying out the work permit. It is business as usual. If you look at the immigration, Steve Zako has turned our souls before he could leave that place. He turned the entire the immigration, how do you call there's some document and the process. So I said this, I feel forget. He turned it over to a Lebanese group of company that processing these documents for our Liberian people. Now, another issue is
just like the transport sector went to traffic management.
How can we now operate traffic management in a constituted ministry, an act that created a ministry to take the responsibility and took it from them? He just give it to a group.
So the government is just filled with business as usual.
Who do you go to? My question I will ask the people: who do you go to now for driving lesson, for car or documentation? Is that they can do both? Which country you ever see that?
So the president has not been able to clamp down on corruption, as he said prior to coming in, that the statement no business as usual is not realistic because there's business as usual in the government all over corruption, individual and institution. He hasn't been able to clamp down on that. Let's go to Arab. What's your observation? Has Arab lived up to its responsibility, or is being one-sided going after certain people? The assets recovery team.
Yeah. You know, my brother, I wanted to find, it will still come back to the bitterness. When you are being appointed to a position, then you go with a mind of bitterness. You go with a mind of anger. Nothing good you will see, and nothing good you will do. Because you are going with emotion, and emotion brings about emotional roadblock. If you read about managerial psychology, something they call emotional roadblock, that's what is happening now to that group. Because they didn't go with a free mind. Because when you are going to routine, you must do proper analysis of those who you think could be the kind of people that cause economic mayhem on the nation. So when you are going for them, before you go for them, do a proper analysis. Take your own time. Don't go with emotion. Don't go with bitterness. Don't go with anger. If I say you want to target, just take your own time. Do your study very well. So when you are coming with a result, people say, yes, this guy is not doing it by true witch hunt. But you go with that kind of, you will miss the mark. And those who are going after people to recover assets, didn't say they are being caught in a web with corruption, for which member of that identical group resign and made it clear publicly later, our hair is corrupt. So how can such a man now recover assets when his member that resigned, they accuse him of being corrupt? They say first money. They just playing the money. Martin Colley resigned. The EFA guy, Gongwe, resigned and accused him, for which he never refuted. He never debunked that. So such a man, can he recover asset? No. So immediately, the president of the Republic of Liberia, the number one citizen, should have removed that man. He should have removed him. If two men that you know that stand for certain things, to some extent, they may not be 100% good. Gongwe and Colley, those young boys, one is they blew that whistle. Mr. President, you should have removed that man. Say, my man, go sit down, please. because I do not want for you to bring disgrace to my government. But he kept the men there. As a recovery, how many percent are they contacted beside him? Oh, Finaboro, who did that, blah, 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 blah. I've now heard any other thing. For me, probably contacted other people. But Finaboro being on the stage, as far we know. So is that Finaboro working in the government? So you see, so that shows that he has his own malice, his own bitterness against such person. So if people accuse you that wish on, nobody will, those that will say that lie, and for me, I will not say that lie. Because there were couples of guys that work in the former President George or government. Where are they that we, quote unquote, accuse allegedly that they were corrupt? Where are they?
And the announcement was going after former government officials.
Yes.
So it means it has to be comprehensive.
Thank you. It can't be one-sided. It must be holistic. Well, all the things we're hearing, Finabondo. So where are the other people?
They are in Boaga government.
So, no. Sam, I want to come to that part. When you address the nation president, you say, no, don't do that. President Boyka's government. No, yeah, no, Sam. No, I let it be very real.
But I call you Kofa Klo. Are you not Kofa Klo?
No, different thing. President Boyka myself, we are now of the same. No, we are now of the same structure.
No. Our status different. Our status societally, you hire the university professors.
Now we're standing. I disagree. Mr. Andrew, I disagree.
It's petty.
We are listening to most of the journalists. We are driving.
No, but in broadcast, it's not wrong. Just as the people in America here, they say Donald Trump. It doesn't say Donald Trump is not the president. Yeah, no, they just say Donald Trump. Sometimes they say the Trump administration.
No. That one a different thing. The Trump administration. They are using Trump. Listen, they are using Trump as an adjective. The Trump administration.
But they say more.
But the way you are addressing, no. It might have different honor too. No. Drink your water. Let me drink water.
Drink your water too. But is he not Boaga? Think that there was no water don't struggle you. But yeah, he is Boaga.
He is. What I'm saying
is he
Mr.
not
Andrew.
Is he not the president?
No, Mr. Andrew.
So you're referencing two Boagas. You think I'm referencing two Boagas?
Fine. If you say Boaga, someone say who the Boaga you talking about?
The president of Liberia.
No, fine. So
who is the leading newsmaker?
So you make it clear, President Boyka's government.
But it's Boaga's government.
No, that's qualified. President Boyka's government.
It is only in Liberia you try to qualify that a Boaga government is the same as Unity Party president.
For the fact that, no, if you say only in Liberia, for the fact that our understanding of things and the way we go about things, and who is talking? Listen now, who is talking about the president? That's another thing.
All right, let's move on. That was just therapeutic. Let's Capitol building. Professor Claude.
Yeah.
Capitol building investigation.
Well, for me, I let it be very real to things. For me, I don't pretend. I think last time we came here, we discussed that the removal or speaker, blah, blah, blah. And I told you clear point that Councillor Kofa was not doing well for himself.
The burning, I mean the burning.
I just want to,
the investigation.
No, I'm coming. So in this case, my question I continue to ask, during that time, police were assigned to the Capitol building. Where are the police? Then my question I continue to ask. There were police that were assigned prior to the burning of the building. Because when the conflict ensued at that time, police went to work and assign people to that building. So the building got on fire. So where are the police? The police should be the first point of contact. The police. So if you cannot bring the police to the public for to listen to them, I mean a different level you are on. For me, ask them to be corrected. Same, they had issue with the building. And so they said, okay, we're going to bring our own security here. And so, send them broad security. Then something happened to the place. Who you contact first? The security that he brought.
Yeah, but the investigation being going it's been running for weeks now, and the trend of it seems that the government really can prove the claim brought against those guys.
You know, legal issue is a legal issue, and legal matter in a day's work. Legal is not an event; it's a process. So for me, it's good for the law to exhaust itself. Whether it takes 2 years, the idea it must be enough. So at the end of the day, anyone can say, "Oh yeah," but then the ruling people come away. It was a very good ruling.
Is it good for Liberia? I will use your word now. Good. Tribal politics. You have some government officials, especially from the past government, saying they are going the president way because he is a Kissy man. He's from Lofa County. Is it good? And is it going to chatter or get people now trading on tribal politics? That's one. Kofa Klaw is from a county. If there is an election and he's running, I will go and vote for him. If this person is a Christian, once he is a Christian and is a Christian, I will go to vote for him. Is that how it's going to be, or that's the kind of path is getting on? Because you have some of the government officials, they say that, and these are people who, when others were saying that in the past, they say wrong. Now they are saying, okay, this man is the president. He is a Kissy man. So I'm going his way because I'm from Lofa County. I'm Kissy.
Who are you talking about?
Government officials.
Yeah, but government official is not me. Government official.
You're not been following?
If we say we should just open it that way.
Is it right? Not necessarily the name they evolve from them, but is it good for our culture?
You know what is happening, Sam? Our politics that we are practicing has gone beyond politics. It's gone personal. What we are doing is not politics we are doing. As I said earlier, because from the end of the Civil War, there should have been a comprehensive peace and reconciliation. But we overlook those things, Sam. At the end of the day, because there were no comprehensive peace and reconciliation, it continues to follow us. Now, with that understanding, people are trading because this thing brought about the war, but because it was now well settled, we continue to tread that same path. Meaning, if St. Andrew is a bastard man, that's why the father was not on his side. But in as much the politics begin to change from a politics to personal, they said, but let me follow my brother. I begin to follow my brother Sam and watch up that we're going to tread down until before the 2029 elections. If we don't bring about a comprehensive peace and reconciliation in this nation, Sam, between myself, I cannot lie to you. It wouldn't take time. We might go back to the dark days.
The 2029 election will be nasty?
Yeah, if we don't take care. So it's this time now to call on the government to set up an agenda that will culminate into a plan vis-a-vis the issue of peace and reconciliation. Our failure to do so, Sam, it will be a different ball game. Now, if you listen to the radio, if not Unity Party talking, it will be CDC talking. If not CDC talking, it will be Unity Party talking. And when you listen to those voices, what did you hear? What did you feel? Trouble? Bitterness? Anger? Malice? Frustration? And the rest of it, don't name them. So it becomes a problem for the nation, saying So if you see people treading that path, oh no, I following my kissing man, oh no, I following my crewman, oh no, I following that this. That because there is no peace and reconciliation. Ellen failed on the former president. Former President Joe failed on that. So we are looking at President Boyka. What are you going to fail as well? Because the way he's trading, he might fail on it as well. That's why I said from our opening statement, we are reached the second half of the game. The president needs to double up. That will bring the country back, because that cohesion is not there any longer. The country is moving apart day and night. Every day, the country is moving apart. Even the friends that you know, so when they're going away from us.
Don't want to speak to you, even when they see you. They feel that they should not identify
you know that I know.
you.
In that one side,
Mm-hmm.
from the other side, they don't want to see the other one. From the other side, they don't want to see the other one. And now, those who were in the center, when they see you linking this way, you want to see speak those things. So, oh, okay, that means on when you want to link to, oh, that means on two side. So where are we now? So, say, if you saw people that way going that way, it's because the reconciliation process was incomplete after the Civil War.
Before we get to the line, the president's trip, what's the dividend you observe? Has the president trips made any dividend, brought any dividend?
No, let me be very real. The president said it, even information ministries have been saying it, that most of the trade are promising. Oh, this thing will come. This thing will come. This thing will come. Information ministry have promised us.
I'm asking your direct observation and not feeding on the Minister of Information Public's address. I'm asking your direct observation, your personal observation, rather.
Saying, if the president went somewhere and he returns, how do you know that he brought something, he didn't bring something? How will you know? Any information you will receive? Who blows his horn of the government?
You have not seen? You have not
who
seen?
Who blows the horns of the government?
You
who propagate?
But others don't need to rely on information from government.
So how do we know?
They see.
How
they
do
know.
If the president went travel and he came back, you hold something and say everything abroad.
So
no.
So you agree with the argument yesterday when they were questioning what's the dividend of George Weah trips? These same people in government. You agree with that argument yesterday?
Fine. It's the prerogative of every citizen to ask. You use our money to go this way. You came back, what did you bring? Then you will say to the Minister of Information, say, oh, this is what the president brought. Then in the president's own report, you say, look, I went this place, this is what I brought. So it's not any issue there.
So have they reported? They reported to
promise,
you?
As I said, Minister of Information will talk about promise.
Everything promise.
Yes.
Promise.
Even I listened to the press secretary also promise that, the government of this will do this. The government, our president has visited this place, he has returned, but the people promised they will do this. Fine. So, no, let me be real.
So you just accept the promise?
Yes.
That promise.
We are waiting.
We're happy.
We are waiting.
We're happy.
People can go to promise land.
Well, you go to a promised land. You go to a promised land, prepare.
So, the land is promised until you can reach there.
So for now, the country running on promise.
Yes, sir. So we are waiting.
Yeah. So it is a promise.
So I believe that in the second half, those promises will be culminated into reality.
Okay.
So let us be hopeful.
All right.
Yeah.
You're in the academia. What's your observation? Tell us, give us. How has it been? This one you're not relying on anybody's information.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, to be a specific area or the entire nation?
In your area, the tertiary education and other, just your observation briefly. That
everybody is still trying as usual people are trying to ensure that the educational system should come out. But it's not so easy because education goes with money. When money not in the system for institution of higher learning, to put in more, it becomes difficult. It becomes difficult. So what we are saying is that government needs to try to invest more in the educational system. I think I said it on the radio to Voice of Liberia when you invited me before. That look, if government do well in our educational system, they should start with the elementary. Yeah, let us invest. Look at it, the teaching system. Let's start from the grassroots first, same before we can come up. Look at the teaching system. You go down to the kindergarten. Some people only have a junior high school paper. Then they say they are teaching because the children, they are kids. The children will start learning from somebody who has the knowledge, who has the referral qualification to teach the elementary or the kindergarten. In Liberia, that way, oh my man, I will get a degree. I'm not going to teach kindergarten because there is no money there. But we also will start from to nurture those young babies. So by the time they are opening their eyes to an elementary level, they might not know what it meant to be a student. Then from there, they begin to grow. They begin to grow. They begin to grow. It in how Japan, their country, they didn't go up. They start teaching those children at the infant stage how to manage dirt, how to manage the idea when trash, not to be this place, not to be that place. Now, what is happening in Japan now? You cannot see trash in their street. That is same foster Rwanda started with. After the war, they didn't go up. They start down. They went back to the old order of education. So these are things we should be looking at.
The tertiary sector?
The tertiary sector is challenging because the kind of people that we bring into the level to the level is still a problem. The tertiary is still
the kind of people,
the kind of student that we bring in. That's what I'm trying to say. The kind of student. Yes. For the fact that
what kind of student? When you say student, you referencing
those that enroll at the level of the university from high school days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those that enroll from the high school days. So if you brought in somebody who was not to the level to enter university, it became difficult for us.
Mm-hmm.
Some students cannot read. Some students cannot even speak.
That what you guys are experiencing presently?
Yes. But from time to time, you cannot even equate that to one government. No. I would disagree.
No, I'm not. It's not on government.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. That's what we experience.
Students' output.
Yeah, that's what we experience from time to time. We experience that. And we always said it. It's the same. I think you are witness some of my presentation for Easter. I can invite you. So now you do some grading as well. This was something normally I could carry over there for you to be the person to
moderate.
To moderate the entire presentation. The last time I called yesterday, but you are so tired of Saturday. You are so tired up. Because so the burden will not be on one person, so that person will not be the only witness. But those that will come to moderate and listen, then they can be as witness as well. Oh yes, what these people are saying, it is true. If you brought in 10 students, probably you will see only 4 that are very good. The other 6 are problem.
But you guys don't how they enroll, because it's key that aspect is key, the enrollment.
But the way I say, the way I say, you must say, I'm saying, I say the way, the kind of student that we bring in is the problem. And let me tell you, in Liberia, we don't have one set of entrance. That is, to have an entrance house, a body to be responsible for all the university entrance. Like in Nigeria, they have something they call JAMB, JAMB, that is Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. They are there to administer entrance for all universities, be it private, be it government, be it state, and the rest of that. Then, after people are taking that entrance, they will send all results to the various universities. You now, let's understand, because you will have 3 choices. So, okay, my first choice will be University of Liberia. My second choice will be University of Grand Bassa University. My third choice will be Maryland. Now, when you go to that place, then you get a first choice in, you get a choice, you get 3 choices also in the courses. Oh, I want to do math. Or, okay, I want to do English. Or I want to do management. My second choice will be accounting. My third choice will be economics. So if you went to University of Liberia and the department now, the department have their own quarter mic. The management department of University of Liberia, our quarter mic is 60. You go see your result, you get 49. You cannot enter. You go to your second choice. Maybe you go there, but I say our quarter mic is 49. You say, but then, let me just be the Grand Bassa. That student enroll in. But those that don't want those kind of thing, this is why they can say 10 years to enter university, because they are not being able their own choice.
One of the things that the country is still battling with is corruption, harassment. How you guys are tackling it?
Okay, at the university.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Dr. Lady Mapanyan has made a declaration that no lecturer should get involved with the exchange of money and with the exchange of kind, in terms of, oh, I want a woman. No. So to some extent, people are on their heels and they are very careful, because they're trying. She making sure that there should be a zero tolerance when you are caught. So people are very mindful, and that it should be. And that it should be. And equally so, instilling fear into students as well, that if you are caught also, as the lecturer going, you yourself will be going, you'll be expelled. So thereby, students too must go away from those things. Because some students, they are the one that open the corridor.
If the scene is created and the instructor is caught, is being penalized, equally the student
should be expelled. Yeah.
That's the system in place.
That the system she are introduced.
So it would not be sparing one person.
Yeah, because if you do so, that person will continue to do that to another lecturer as well. So both parties should leave.
Now, has it minimized bribe and a sexual provocation or temptation?
Well, to some extent, I could say, but we don't have magnetic eye to be all over the place watching other lecturers. So no. So we cannot say that. You understand that? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Professor Claude.
Thank you so much.
So another, I know it will be the next appearance will be 2027, because you have to get it's good that we're happy to do this. So maybe we'll look at everything academic. All right, let's get to the line 9. You're listening and watching Real Talk on Kings 88.5 of Minster Manager. My guest is Professor Ara Kofa Claude, University professor, on several issues, as you heard him address. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 4497. The women's line 0777-980375. You want to go straight to the point. I want to take as many as you people, even if we can take 30, 35 within the next 30 minutes, which I know we can, but just to give you ample time, many of you rather, to take many of you. So you want to go straight to the point. Moreover, cut your radio off before you call into the radio station. Feedback, you will go off. Hello.
Good afternoon, good afternoon to your studio guest.
Yes.
This is Papi.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, you know, something to tell the studio guest. Before he said 2029, the election will be this, be that, and will not be the way we left and gave it to UP. Even the international community know about it, the USA know about it. The same thing when we did 2029, they will leave it. There will be no confusion here. God said, God forbid, no confusion will be here. No confusion will be here. Thank you very much.
All right. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Leila Female calling from Brave Motokono. Yeah, my attention, I want to tell the studio girls how to studio girls. Yeah, my attention, they judo, they say they hate the country, we hate one another the country. Yeah, now the president bring the hatred in the country because something what you know they do they bar when you go talking they are supporters and they backing the it can what people have when you talking you can just want John that person will fight him is Andrew. You see that? Just because they come married to or after the election fee married to or married and make Joey out of because you're like for up and go dying. For married call Joey and near him. It is just about so my time you win so call Joey and say, oh bring on people they love what to get up be one. I want expecting for the president to do. For the president just run your coach away, hit it and now finish I said war in. Don't you nothing.
All right.
It will not finish in the community or but I told all the partner you see they become problem in the community. Now what happening?
Okay.
The most again the political again the Western people and the political.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandro.
Good afternoon. Cut off your radio. I said it. Cut off your radio. Cut off your radio. I said it. Cut off your radio before you call.
Cut off.
Yeah.
And I want to say good afternoon to the studio guests also. I'm Joseph UK calling from Japan Freeway Drive. I want to know from the angle he spoke from about the reconciliation matter in our country. My question to him, who should really start the reconciliation among the Liberians and how can it be? This is my question. Thank you for following me time.
Hello.
Say hello.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask your studio guest.
Call your name. The man is listening, so he will know who calling.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Elder Council.
Okay, let's hear you, Elder Council.
Okay. If somebody will have a marriage certificate in their hand, then with their birth certificate and their name called different names, they got different father name. Then we believe that the person is their sister, as he say now. So I believe that your studio girl is the one that somebody is pushing to defend the speaker. My second thing is the hatred it came from the president. He saw the sea of this court. I don't know how he expected you to make peace. We want to make peace with him, but you full of hate. So this is how the country is going. So we are not a cause. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, you have to be with us. Tell a professional, I tell you, thank you so much. We are dying. We are the solution of this land. Let us advance each other. Let us advance each other, except our Liberia. We the Liberia people, we the common people, we are dying. I tell you, thank you so much for what you have said.
All right. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Apopo Kono, down Coast Bone Hill, Winter Community. I want to extend my greetings to the studio guests. But my attention is due to the issue that have to do with the hate in the country. Mr. Andrew, the hate in the country, it is squarely placed on the feet and the hands of President Joseph Nyuma
the last 6 years. President Boakai has a serious statement because of his desperately for power. He sold the seats of this coast in our country by openly supporting Joseph Newman Boakai, openly supporting Yeke Koruba, who are insulting a sitting president, who are insulting the sitting president wife, who are insulting the sitting president their mother, and all of the women who in Liberia, and he did not erect any checkpoint at any point in time, but rather he enjoyed it, and today he benefited for it. So therefore, the state that he said is what we are dancing on. He's the one who caused, and he will find a solution. If he fails to do it, that's how we're going to be for the next 6 years. Thank you very much for always giving me the opportunity to make my presence on national issues. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, Sam Aju.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank God. And you?
Okay, then I'm saying so. Say hi to your studio guest. This is my CC studio guest. Thank you for bringing up my brother. Now I want to ask my brother. You think is it good? I want country or patriot churches. You think that they're going to speak out if they're sending for wrong in the country? They're not going to speak out in the society. It's going to be on the go and all of those things going to be there. You see, a referee to do it to be on committee board and working with the government. Two, who's going to bring the peace in the nation? As a country now, everybody is angry. That's what angry in this country. Who's going to bring peace as a leader? That's my question to my brother. Thank you.
All right, man, Cici. Hello.
Hey there.
Yeah, fine.
Abraham Gadier from Zimbabwe.
Abraham Gadier?
Yeah.
Abraham, lower the radio. Lower your radio so that the guests can get you clear.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, same contribution towards the topic. I pray, I want a government. That's a government. That's an old man. They make it possible and bring the people of the nation together. Instead of foster with the ordinary people, they imagine if the ruling government, the party now together with the opposition, the main speed, the ordinary, they might the weather, the husband, when you are in good condition. If the children in the home, is a problem with their parents? There will be happening in the home. But the government, the people not together, is your unity. No friendship. Most of our friends want to talk with today. Way back when talking to them, he said, "Oh, my man, you're not with all the other one. You see the call CDC people. And you see these people are moving on, man. What are you doing? We're there today now. What I want to do too. They are doing their own welfare, all the thing. We pay there. So let the people get together. When the people get together, be peace and more all. There will be happiness. They come in election. There will be no promo. But when it is still a day, especially what my people was seeing or my sport was seeing, there will not be easy.
All right.
So they all play together. That will open big unity and more.
Okay. All right, Chief. Thank you.
Nothing wrong with no one who power. It shouldn't be repeated, please.
All right. Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Hello.
Say hello to your studio guest. I'm calling from the space 17. My name is Mai. I always telling you, the time we to protest, they told us that the president is supposed to reconcile. Your president reconcile. So he stand and told them that time that it's late because he's not a peacemaker. So studio guest, this man is not ready. We not get problem. We the citizen. But that name, he divided the country and he not even want to see us together. So I told my editor that they name he not leader. It was only me leader. It's just that our president they wanted to kill him. This is why he handed the country over to him. But I want to say they never satisfied to give him the country. So the same way we are giving that country.
All right. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon to your studio guest. Thank you for the topic. It's so good that the studio guest or professor international man. So, for me, I want for you to recommend to the president. I'm Dennis Kwame Sarah. I want for you to recommend to the president for the reconciliation. It's true, when the country not reconcile, there will be no peace in the land. And the women are not willing to reconcile with anybody. Because they keep with it. It's a hatred. Women have no CPP break down. So what about the country? So you can't reconcile the country. So as an intellectual, you can sit with the woman, recommend to him Then you say, look, we need reconciliation in the country. I think that will be far better than this. Thank you so much.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, my honor is that the president is.
You said Joseph. You said Joseph Tama. Your name?
We welcome along when the former president took office 2018. He took his family to the president's house for reconciliation. At the center of reconciliations. Since the president took over, he has not shown any sense of reconciliation to the former president. So he has disrespected the former president, and he has on so many occasions. Ministry of Information has raised insult of the former president without any questions. So, since he cannot talk, that means he supported the idea. So he's not ready for reconciliation.
All right, Chief. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Carl. How are you there?
Fine.
Bro.
Yeah.
He's politician in a town.
What is your name? Call your name. Call your name so the guests will know who asking the question.
From Brazil.
Mm-hmm. You say Morris?
Yeah. What I'm saying that the politician country. First of all, they have way of speaking to the president. But now most of the time they can't speak to the president, they run that went on, they don't talk to the president. And the house we have here, they represent the senators. They have problem with them. They represent us, but they have moving their representative. They sit down here, they divide the whole house. The house into two parties now. The House of Representatives, they have opposition, and they have not opposition, and they have ruling party. So they divided.
Okay.
They come together.
All right.
I never see, say I'm born in my life from tournament time. I never see that they are our diplomat. People use money to beat some people up. How they come together? We cannot come together until the president himself will come down.
Okay, Chief.
People.
All right.
There's a wound.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hear you quick time.
Yeah. They who they get. They say how the case always not there. Hello.
But you're not here. You're not here. We're talking anything that you're asking. Well, we need there. We're not there. You hear the police director?
Police director. You say my when I get Wesley or they get Wesley, that I wanted to find. Hello?
The boss said no case against the man.
All right. Yeah, how about the other one again? The black boys are what way.
That one there, they stay on it.
Okay.
All right.
That will carry the country. And I will back out what do our country. Let go ahead. I didn't work any. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Well, Mr. Andrew.
Yep.
West Point. Thank you very much for the particular. I want to tell the studio guest, very thank you for what all population doing fine. But the main topic, the main thing that in that bureau, the person that gets phone call, who get practice Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai get big practice. He break all that law, all the law that in that bureau. He better break all. You better value. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He said, we are getting we are always have a peace in this country. But we are here, men are always have a peace in the bread. Nah. So, many people don't deal with. That's why I tell you, everybody that come up there, everybody on you get a book. That's very true. That's very true.
So
they going bad way. So they're not going the correct way.
So the council of churches. All right.
Man. Well, I would all be they are going to say that we have one people we are going to travel in that bro. They don't want problem.
So yeah, we understand the council of churches have to play the role. Thank you so much. Time. Let's use the next 15 minutes or less than that. Professor Claude, you can respond.
Okay, thank you, and thank you to the rock callers. Somebody said there won't be confusion. Yeah, we know that there won't be nobody is praying for confusion, provided we all work together to ensure that everything should be okay. But when we continue to fight against one another and not coming together, there will be a problem. That's what we are talking about. So nobody is praying for a bad thing. But how do you, they say, in terms of peace, you prepare for war. So we have to prepare ourselves in case. So this is, we have to try our best. We have to try our best. We know that there won't be confusion, but we have to try our best. Then somebody said the way the president running the country, that's the reason all of these things happening. All of these things, they are statements, they are not questions. I thought they would have asked questions. And most of them, they're not questions. But the only person that asks a question, they talk about, okay, let me judge this what they want. He said, we should start the reconciliation. Okay. Then somebody said, I'm defending the speaker. Let me make it clear. I'm not defending the speaker, but the truth should be told. All what people do, people looking for greener pasture, it's not a bargain and bargaining. You could have somebody in America who have a very good status, and they try to get you over. There's no way. It's okay. Can't you come for visit? We'll come for visit. We'll do X, Y. It's not a wrong thing. For me, I don't see it as a wrong thing. Unless with the laboratory making it take at the end of the way, it affect everybody. And the way the lady did it, if she continue, it will affect nearly all the laboratory that are going through or contractual marriage in America. They will send everybody back. So it was not prudent for enough for to come out on radio, social media. If you get problem with your brother, go to court. Okay, if you agree that you're the man, you have issue, go to court. In that social media, you run your affairs. So that when we are telling you people that I'm defending the speaker, I'm not defending. They say I should advise the president, or we should advise each other as nation. Yeah, that's what we are saying. Try as much as possible to talk to one another and let us ensure that there is no need for us to fight against one another. We should be one family. And all in all, it brought down to the government. I said it, yeah. I said if we will have a genuine peace or comprehensive peace and reconciliation, it should start from the head. I think same you can bear me witness. I said it, yeah. So the president now have the prerogative now to ensure that all Liberians come together under one umbrella and unity to ensure that Liberia move on a proper trajectory. And somebody say, why can I recommend? Yeah, I'm recommending to the president that we should have firstly Palava hot meeting from area to area. Firstly, start with a small group, smaller group, each smaller group. Even if you have a party, I said it, yeah, probably they were not listening. I said to start that way, you could call all of the parties, the biggest party that partook in the election. Say with their heads, from there, they will bring delegates, they discuss, then you're beginning to expand it. You're beginning to expand it. At the end, peace and reconciliation will take root. Then we'll see who will not want to come. But the president should initiate the first thing. The president should be the first person to start to extend an olive branch to all oppositions. Please, let's sit down together and make Mama Liberia feel happy. So, all in all, they just, some buttressing, some, showing whatever. But somebody used a statement that the president of the Republic, they respected the former president. We would not use those kind of words. The head of the nation, you can say they respected another president or former president. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. They should not, all are all creating the problem more and more. We should show respect to one another. The president of the nation, I don't think that they respect Georgia, and we cannot even use our own, they respect Georgia. Because we do the same anger we are talking about. You are saying out of anger. If President Bouaka, one way or the other, said certain thing against the former president, I don't think that it should be, I don't see as a deal, but it should be a way that we can say it. Our president should have said this to the former president. But he said they respected, not a good word to use. The choice of word not good. And somebody talk about the national legislature divided. Yes, as I said, they divided. That one is on showcase. The only time they can come together, time for money. When there's no money, they're fighting. Even they are money and said they position themselves. Those are even now in opposition, they can still fight. When there is no money. When there is money, you see them in one accord.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, you go to that. Anyway, I want to confirm something. I'm trying to get a clip. Even you're right, ECOWAS. When President Bouaga took the hymn of leadership, that was what ECOWAS sounded. Okay. ECOWAS said there is a need for reconciliation in Liberia.
That's it.
And they made specific reference to the president to initiate reconciliatory a gathering with the former presidents and just everybody.
Yeah.
Trying to get that clip so listening. Yes. So they made reference to that. They said reconciliation is very, very important.
It's cardinal
to take Liberia forward.
Yeah. So if we are together, Liberia will remain peaceful and we'll go to election without problem. Because at my first time seeing that, after election, everybody bitter. From time to time, we have election, people just joke. At the end of the day, we come together.
No, normally elections divide people, but this is where the leadership comes in now to bridge the gap.
Yep, sir, I do agree. They will divide, but at the end, we still come together under one umbrella.
Yeah, it depends how the election will go.
Yeah. No, but the election was peaceful. See?
Yeah.
The election was peaceful.
Okay, John just can get it, but it's in.
So we want to thank every one of you guys for calling, and your points have been well taken. And in due season, we'll try as much as possible to make it better as you think it should be.
That'll be 2027. We're going to get you an easy. From what you're the president is a meeting here there. Already you beat me, you VP, Vice President for Administration.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but you from there, so to get you that easy. From one meeting to another, Professor Clark. So if I can get you 2027, no matter.
No, probably.
2025, I'll see you.
I owe you now for a sanction.
No, but your activities, yeah.
No, we are willing to come anytime.
Okay, yeah. So, let's go home with this one. You watched the game yesterday.
Very well.
What was your initial thought prior to the game?
No, prior to the game, like Thursday, Friday, as we always discuss, Saturday, I told people, I say it's anybody game. Because I cannot get myself hope at the end of them. I hope that shall wait because it happened the last time. Oh, I gotta be at the end. So I left a room. I said, look, the game is anybody's game. It could be Real Madrid, it could be FCB. But I know deep down in my heart, I said, I know that game will go in my way, but I cannot express it.
You were afraid to say anything more, so that even when you know that.
Yeah. But truth be told, we played those guys. Our midfield was exceptionally okay because the ball was not crossing. Once in the blue moon, they will use Venetia Junior, and that only win they were using because Venetia Junior had.
Yeah, that's how Madrid plays, counter attack.
Yeah,
they make use of the two extremes. Last night it was only one because Kylian Mbappe wasn't there, so the pressure was on Kylian Mbappe.
Venetia Junior.
No, Vinicius. Sorry, yeah. Vinicius. Yeah. But he did extremely well. Anyway.
No, he did well. But being FCB, Barcelona is a crowd, so they can tease the crowd.
Yeah.
So having teased the crowd, at the end of the day, say, look, you'll come down, you'll come to us.
They are noted for turning setback into comeback.
Yeah, but you saw Rafinha.
Yeah.
And Rafinha was the man of the match because he saw the last goal.
You believe what the commentator said prior to the game? We were watching the build-up, and the commentators kept on saying that for the last 3 seasons of the Spanish Super Cup, the team that wins it went on to win La Liga. So they are putting it on this one. You think Barcelona, having won the Super Cup, can win?
No, La Liga is for us. It's certain. I don't think anything can take off from that table. No way. And the spirit bagger is in.
But the margin isn't that why?
Now we're standing. Margin.
Even have. The match here.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
No, it can't be 20 or 10, 15. Idea when I 40, the idea Barcelona become victorious.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, but I was sure of the game. That's why I put on my Facebook page. Triumph is Barcelona and defeat is Real Madrid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are setting.
I never give up on my team. I only give up when the referee blows.
Oh, you are SCB.
Yeah. The
SCB, oh yeah.
The referee blows the final
SCB,
whistle.
oh yeah.
I never give up.
SCB.
I never give up.
We understand football very well. I come and marry one Sabi last night. I said, Sabi, how far you are? Sabi said, my brother, I'm drinking my wine.
I never give up on my team. I always trust Barcelona. I only give up when the referee blows.
Yeah, the final whistle. Yeah.
And say everything, and then that one I concede.
Yeah.
But until then, once we have 1 second, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And that's what you saw yesterday.
But always telling even water to wine. They always doing that. Yeah. Last minute of time. Can you imagine?
Okay. All right, Professor Clark, thank you ever so much for coming. Let's have your parting comment.
Okay, thanks, Sam. Thank you so much for the invite again. What I need to say to the people of Liberia, we need to work together as one family and unify ourselves. But by doing so, I'm calling on the president as we enter the new year, the president see reason to bring everybody on board to have a very comprehensive peace and reconciliation. Even if you are not achieved, they have time. If you are not achieved anything, you should achieve peace and reconciliation. That will be a very, very legacy that you leave behind tomorrow. So I'm begging the president, I'm calling on him. Let us see reason. Someone we are willing to work with him to ensure that we set up things for the peace and reconciliation. We can go in the trenches. If they can go in trenches for politics, one can go in trenches for the idea of peace and reconciliation. So I'm begging the president, I'm calling on him. Let the president see reason to initiate peace and reconciliation amongst the opposition and the other rest of the Liberian people. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew.
You still maintain your presidential ambition?
Of course, Sam.
You want to be president of
Indeed,
Liberia?
Sam, it is going Wi-Fi.
You can be president of Liberia?
I can be president of the Republic of Liberia.
Do you have the ability to be president of
I have
Liberia?
the ability. I have the ability. It does not the issue of money. It's the issue, how can you change the narrative of this nation?
When you want to be president of Liberia?
2029.
And you have started nothing? And you want to be president 2029? It's an illusion.
If you say you are starting nothing, I don't understand that English.
So you've started preparation?
Relax yourself.
So the next time you are here, we'll talk all things presidential candidate, Professor Arako Faklo.
Indeed. No, but equally so, NEC will hold you responsible if you say presidential candidate.
But my man, everybody running, everybody announcing, everybody doing.
No, you cannot do it that way. First of all.
So you preparing?
You just when I count your announcement at incoming.
You want to be president of Liberia?
Yes, your announcement.
But you can be president of Liberia.
Why make you think so?
You got the ambition.
Why make you think so?
But you can be.
Why make you think so?
Why you want to be?
Why?
Why do you want to be president?
Because our nation is driven down, is moving away from the map of Africa. And we need to put it back.
What you would do that the previous didn't do, that you would do different?
Same. It is simple. I'm from a management background. The management system of the nation is our problem. Our nation is not money.
Your second Simeon Freeman?
No. No. Simeon Freeman is different from me. I'm saying our problem is management problem. This nation. And management.
When I say you second Simeon Freeman knows all the economic theories, all the managerial theories, nationally, but does not have the support base, does not have the people. The same. You have the managerial background.
No.
So you people are in that same realm, but you don't have the people.
Simeon does not have a constituent. I have a base.
You have a constituent?
Yes.
It comprised of?
Where the sector are from. The sector are from.
Your base reached 10 persons?
More than that. They settled from all over. There is no
approximate your number.
Sam, you are talking about almost 20. You are talking about almost 100 to 200,000 persons for now.
Are you?
Yes. So what are you talking about? What are you telling me for? What do you take me for, Sam? I'm a force to reckon with.
You got more than 20,000 persons?
I'm talking about 200,000, talking about 20?
200,000?
Yes, as we speak.
Then you should be amongst the elite politicians.
Sam, you should know that. Anywhere you hear the word incoming, power to the people.
What's your name?
Our symbol.
What's your proposed name? Your name, vision politically of your party?
No, I cannot disclose that. It will soon come up.
You're working with the National Elections Commission?
Indeed, we are working together.
How far are you with the preparation?
We are gone far.
In terms of where are you now?
Sam, we cannot disclose all because people are hearing us. They could do other things.
But why you can say your political party name?
No, let detractor wait. I know detractors. They want to quench us down.
So you will contest the 2029 election?
Indeed, Sam. How many times? I think in that this year we've been discussing it.
No, I'm asking you, will you contest the 2029 election?
I'm going to contest 2029 through the grace of God.
That one ain't got nothing to do with grace.
No, but the grace will carry you to that time.
Grace will carry you to the National Elections Commission to
no,
get
that
grace will get that grace will
no, you are missing
vote.
the thing. Sam, you are a pastor.
No, you say by the grace of God, the grace
so 2029.
My man, the grace already there. The grace that the fact that you are existing.
I like that. Amen. Amen.
So the grace different from preparation. Grace is God. Is God's presence with you. So when you have grace, you will not prepare. That's why I'm asking you about the preparation.
I'm preparing and I prepare. I'm preparing and I prepare. I told what you saying. I'm preparing and I prepare.
200,000. No, but you're strong. No disrespect. No, just kidding. You're strong. 200,000 less than no time.
You think you have to play phone?
Yeah, okay. So you'll be on the ballot 2029. That's good.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. All right, Professor Claude, thank you ever so much for coming. We wish you well in your academic and political endeavor as you attempt to contest 2029. Look forward to talking with you again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam Andrew, Pastor.
Okay, that's it. That's all the time we've got to be with you on the show. Real Talk, Kings 88.5. Coming up at 6 o'clock, the news, Kings Newsroom. You want to join us for that. And at 6:50, Isiaka Sharif and Josephine Pello Johnson are in with CDC Hour. And then at 8 o'clock, the Light of the Nation, the Teacher of the Land, the Evangelist, the Anthony at Law, A.B. William with Face the Issues. You don't want to miss it. If God permits, with that tomorrow. Shalom.